This session covers adding new categories to the module area and then also showing how to use the variables that are available in Manager. We've set up one for templates and another one for the cabinets we're going to use. So initially we'll set up one standard template item, and commence with going to the variables and setting up all our variables. It is not necessary to use variables, and they can be as simple or as complex as your business requirements are. Initially we're going to look at the height, width and depth of a cabinet. But we're also going to add the ability to adjust the quantity of hinges using a formula. As well as having a flag to turn on or off the use of edge banding. Now that we have our formulas in place, we will start adding some materials to our bill of materials for this template cabinet. At the top we have variables, and we have a tick box to say use variables. The CONV is short for conversion, and what we're doing is actually converting millimeters into meters by dividing by 1,000. So what we're nominating here is all the parts that will make up the cabinet, and we're applying the variables to the sizes that we're going to input later, or accept the default ones. We've also set up a division but no quantity, so that if we need to, we can go back later and change the quantity in the actual estimate. So we'll also select some material for the doors. And just apply the same principle using our variables. Next we'll add some edge banding for the carcass material. So at this stage we've put in a quantity that we require, but we're going to change that so that if the flag for the edge banding is equal to 1, it will use the quantity that we nominate, and if it's not, it'll be 0. We can copy and paste and make modifications as we go. We'll do the same for some coloured edging to go with the doors. And we'll add our hinges. The bill of materials can contain everything that you need to put into a module so that you can get accurate costing. There we've used the variable for the hinges as one of the quantities and a 1 so that it does a calculation. Next we're adding some labour. So we can just key in the amount of labour that we want. Or alternatively, we can also add variables to the labour if that's what the business wants. So we're just changing the temp to put it into template category, and now we'll just clone our template open it up, give it a correct name to use, and put it into the demo category. Now we're ready to use our base cabinet. The first thing that comes up is the question on what current values do we want to use, and it also shows the default values there. And what quantity of cabinets, and there's all the details all calculated out. You notice that the assembly has gone to 1 hour. We'll use the same cabinet. This time we've gone to 1200 high, and our formula for hinges is anything over 900. So you'll see that the hinges are now a quantity of 3 and the assembly is now 0.7 of an hour. This time we're going to turn our flag off for edge banding, and you'll see that the edge banding has come to 0. So now we're adding a new section to the quote for this demonstration, and we're just going to add some materials. We could add materials, we could add labour. If it's a special item that you actually need to quote on, you can build it up with materials and labour. And we're just using any materials for this exercise. And if you find that you've built something that you might reuse again, you can actually convert that into a module. There you have all the details of whatever you've had in an estimate for a one-off, and can modify it accordingly. That module is then available, and we can also put modules inside modules. And if that's not where we wanted it, we can also move it to another place in the tree of the estimate. The other thing we can do, because we've set up left hands and right hands separately, if a cabinet needs higher on one side and not the other, we can then just go in to that particular module for the material and change individual items. Thank you for watching.